Alright, so it looks like here we've got Wintermoon versus Dreaming Fox.
Classic.
The control mirrors that Matt's nightmares are made of.
Yeah, this is going to be a really excellent one. Ooh, look, I already see Dream Call in Heaton's hand, too.
Alright, so Dream Call. This card's a point of a lot of contention among Hex players. So, Dream Call is a action that it basically creates a lot of random, largely draft chafe, and it lets you kind of pick from them and draw up to 5 pieces of draft chafe.
You're the worst.
Resources.
You're the worst, you know.
This card's done well in a number of Diamond Sapphire decks, but I personally am not a large fan of it. I think it's a lot of bit worse than like playing Bounty of the Magus and Heart's Whisper, but we'll go ahead and let the cards play for themselves here and see.
We have the nice alternate art Dark Heart on those, and
I do love DJ Dark Heart.
Yeah.
So he mixes.
That's pretty good.
A lot.
I never heard that. That's a good one. Yeah, these decks. So like these decks are they're fairly similar, but the Wintermoon deck is more like troop based.
Yes.
I would say.
So one of the things that's always important when you're playing a control mirror is that you need to identify which side of the mirror you're on. And by that I mean, what is your role in the particular game that you are currently playing?
Yeah.
So I think the Wintermoon deck usually assumes the aggressive role in this matchup a lot of the time because
definitely.
It's playing cards like Brown Fox Scout and both decks play Thunderfield Seer on occasion now, but because the Wintermoon deck is more troop-based, it kind of tends to be less favored as the game goes long, so it wants to get the opponent dead quicker.
Things like Pipit Hustler and Windsinger.
Exactly. And past all of that, the Wintermoon deck also doesn't always play Psychic Ascension in their main deck. And having Psychic Ascension in the control mirror is definitely a huge leg up, which again I think puts the onus on the Wintermoon player often to be putting the pressure on the Dreaming Fox player to end the game sooner.
Alright, we're kicking it off here. We're just going to play... See, speak of the devil, there's a Windsinger right there. Picked up for Shinshire. One of the more powerful cards this deck has access to, actually, given the wild thresholds.
This is basically the reason to be in the Sapphire Wild control archetype.
Yeah.
So Windsinger is a 4/6 that your resources come back on your opponent's turn, and whenever they draw a card, you draw a card. So basically, anytime you can get this card down, and you can protect it with something like a Deny or a Weave into Nothing, if you're going to get to ready and start drawing cards on your opponent's turn, the number of games I've lost for my Windsinger has drawn 2 or more cards. They're few and far between.
Yeah, it's a pretty impressive card.
So we see Shinshire here grab their second threshold, and they choose not to Arcane Focus, likely going to deploy the Brown Fox Scout here.
Yeah.
And like I said, I really like this line. I think the Wintermoon player is the one that needs to be aggressive in this matchup, and getting these Brown Fox Scouts into play ASAP furthers that plan.
Yeah, definitely. We talked about how they're more aggressive, and having a 3 attack on turn 2 is pretty good.
Yep.
So Heaton here is...
Fate weaves up a resource with the guidance.
Yeah, Fate weaved up a resource here, and then they're up to 3 resources in hand, a Runebind, looks like a Lorgoyle Curator up there.
Yeah, that is a main deck Lorgoyle Curator, which is actually a card...
Oh man, pretty good against Wintermoon.
Not only is it good against Wintermoon, but it's good in the control mirror in general. So
Yeah.
This takes cards out of a player's crypt and then transforms them into Tomes of Lore.
Yeah.
And when you've played through a bunch of Tomes of Lore, these draw a card when you play them, and eventually they start making random dragons and avatars. So not only is this meaningful disruption, but eventually it's an alternate win condition.
Yeah, scary stuff. Lorgoyle in hand, and then the Dark Heart and the Mind Call is in hand. We have Shinshire, like we said, deployed the Brown Fox Scout. I'm going to go ahead and Arcane Focus here. Picks up a Weave into Nothing. That's a good one in the mirror, in the control mirrors.
Yeah, so Shinshire had 2 different lines available here. I'm not actually sure which one's better. I'm probably going to defer to their expertise with the deck, but they could have played the Cyclone Shaper and the Arcane Focus here, because remember, Cyclone Shaper makes all of your actions cost 1 less, but they're choosing to, again, get more power onto the table faster, which, again, is probably better because they're the beatdown in this matchup.
Yeah, I agree. So, Shinshire here has a Well of Instinct in hand, a Weave into Nothing, very powerful Windsinger, Cyclone Shaper, and another Brown Fox Scout here, which we assume is going to be deployed here.
No play from
Right on
Heaton
time.
is interesting, because the Lorgoyle Curator is actually a 2/4, so it could hold these Brown Fox Scouts at bay.
Oh, Typhoon Sky Shaper is an interesting one here, too. What do you like here? Just coming in?
Yeah, we're definitely attacking. You're like, that's not even a question.
Yeah.
I think I like just passing the turn here. You have Weave / Typhoon Skyshaper up, and Typhoon Skyshaper, while its deploy effect of returning an exhausted troop to your hand isn't particularly good. I guess if we're attacking, we don't have this up, right?
That's where I'm at.
Okay,
yeah.
so are we attacking? So that means we're not leaving this up. That's interesting. I do like just trying to get them dead, right?
Sure.
Like, these 2 Brown Fox Scouts are a 4-turn clock. That being said, like, expecting your opponent not to have a Silver Talon Adjudicator is like asking a lot.
I'm going to go ahead and cycle that Wakuna coin here.
Okay, and they found a 5th resource.
Found the
5th
resource,
for that. I expect to see a Weave into nothing just like snapped off on whatever they play here. Yep.
Yeah, Dark Heart.
I'm not sure I love leading on the Dark Heart considering you have the Runebind in hand, but I guess at the same time, the Silver Talon Adjudicator is not going to be able to draw cards.
Yeah.
But another option is like they could have played the Lorgoyle out with Runebind up to defend it.
Shinchai are going to go ahead and use Wintermoon's power. Puts 2 cards... Put 2 target cards in the crypt back into your deck, and then when you get those cards, they have a line of text added to them that says, when you play this, draw a card. So
while Dreaming Foxes is kind of guaranteed card advantage in the mid to late game at 7 resources, Wintermoon kind of creates this like snowballing card advantage, but it kind of takes a little bit longer because you have to 1, get cards to put back into your deck, and then 2, redraw those cards to generate the card advantage. Okay, Birdocator here, which I guess, you kind of just got to be okay with, right?
Yeah, so...
And if you're on Heaton side of the table, like, the fact that this other Brown Fox out to attack, that screams Typhoon Skyshaper, right?
Yeah, that one's pretty evident. So he played the bird. Heaton's back up to 20. Shinshire's at a pretty healthy 21 still. Gonna go ahead and jam down this Typhoon Skyshaper. Bringing back the Brown
Curious
Fox
that we bounced the Scout. The return trigger on the Typhoon Skyshaper is optional, so you're not required to do that by any means.
Interesting here.
I assume we'll see both of these attack. Yeah, just again, you want to be applying pressure from the Wintermoon side of the table. So even though that Silver Talon Adjudicator gains life, I think you're okay with that trade. I like playing the Cyclone Shaper out here, even though Weave into Nothing costs 3. Cyclone Skyshaper makes all your actions cost 1 less, so we technically still have Weave into Nothing up here.
Yeah, this is actually a pretty good looking turn. It's kind of unsuspecting. Cyclone Shaper is always so unsuspecting. This is nice.
We're gonna get Runebound here, so we're gonna lose this exchange. What this does mean though is that if Shinshire hits a non-slow shard next turn, this Windsinger is going to get into play, and Heaton doesn't have a way to interact with it. Slow shards.
Poop.
When the rune unrunes there, you're like, oh, now they drew a resource for the Windsinger, and then it's a slow shard, and you're like, yep, nice slow shard. And now Heaton's going to have this Weave into Nothing up, so...
Yeah, this is an interesting one here, so...
I guess Shinshire's technically winning this race, right? With Skyshaper?
Yeah, the Lorgoyle is kind of interesting here, actually. Ooh.
Weaves
Boy, that's good.
I like that, because now we have a way to protect the Skyfoon Skyshaper that's currently winning this race.
Yep.
I wonder how soon we're going to see this Brown Fox Scout block. I'll bet you it's going to block pretty soon so we can Wintermoon it back in.
Yeah, I was thinking it's probably within this turn or the next. Alright, here comes the Dream Call.
This is interesting. So, Heaton chooses to Dream Call for 1 less, representing Runebind.
Runebind, yeah. Representing the Runebind here. And then... Shinshire has an interesting choice. Are you supposed to weave this, or are you supposed to just play defense with your Skyshaper? It is a 2-turn clock.
Honestly, like I said, the Dream Call card on average doesn't create that high quality of cards.
Right.
I think I would prefer to just let this resolve and then use the weave to...
So we hit...
Remember when I said it doesn't create high quality cards, and then I created a Deny and an MC?
And an MC, which is probably pretty good.
Pretty decent. Alright.
MC and Deny. Pretty good.
A lot of choices here out of Heaton. Again, still dead on board in a few turns here.
Yeah.
The Weave and the Deny are pretty good. Kind of surprised not to see the Brown Fox Scout hop in the way there. Usually you want to block before you need to. Like a Clash of Steel would be kind of annoying here.
Yeah, Clash would be.
Wow, we're just passing back. If I'm Shinshire, I'm just attacking
coming in for 4 again.
The turn.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Yeah, so Shinshire's... This is pretty good. I'm going to go ahead and get in for 4. Put Heaton conveniently down to 4.
Did we miss our resource drop?
We did not play a resource that turn.
Oh, strange. Alright, so this is actually super relevant.
Yeah.
It gives Heaton 2 points of health here on the Mesa Lookout, which was one of the cards generated by the Dream Call, so that gives them an additional turn on this Typhoon Skyshaper clock. Man, I think Heaton's going to pull this out.
I think so too. Yeah, it's looking pretty good. The Deny and a Runebind and a Weave. We have 3 pieces of counter magic.
Yeah, so we're snapping this trade here. I suppose Shinshire is technically still winning this race, right? Like
by one single turn.
As it is on board, Shinshire is technically ahead. That being said, you can't feel good about your position, like with your opponent having 6 cards ahead, even if a couple of them are like rando generations. You probably need to weave here. You don't feel good about it.
It definitely doesn't look good. I think if your plan is to slam the Might Singer down the following turn, you have to weave this.
You might as well just use your resources. Yeah. So, like, if you weave here, your best draw from that point on. Okay.
All right.
What's the line here?
I'm not sure.
Well, now we can't attack.
Yeah, we can't attack anymore. It's not lethal. Yeah, we're dead. Oh.
Why did we block?
Okay.
Okay, yeah, I mean, that's very good for Shinshire.
Yeah. Hope your opponent makes mistakes. So we have Shinshire, going to try and drop this Windsinger down.
We might as well, right? After anything else.
Just a bevy of counter magic here for Heaton, though. Going to go ahead and choose Weave into Nothing as the counter of choice here.
I like prioritizing the Weave over the Deny, because the Deny might be cheaper later. Also, getting the Fate Weave off the Weave isn't irrelevant.
Alrighty, so Heaton going to go ahead and use Dreaming Fox's ability here to put an Oracle Song in their hand. Going to come in with this Eldorathan's Glory, putting Shinshire to 1. Heaton
and now this, Dark Hearted Bilzan.
Pretty good.
Dark Heart's got to lock this game up, right? You have to put... why? Huh. I guess that you have denied...
double magic. Pipit Hustler's a good draw. If Heaton's hand wasn't as good as it is, Pipit Hustler's a really good draw. I guess. Oh, we didn't. Yeah, we have Pipit here.
But then we deny, and then we weave the deny, and then we Runebind the weave, and then we die?
Yep, that'll lock it up.
Yep.
Cool.
Alright, I'm going to cut on back to the booth here. So, the Dreaming Fox player is going to take down the first game over with Shinshire playing Wintermoon. So Heaton is up 1-0 in that match Rooney for us. Let's go ahead and queue up the second game here. Find out what happens.
All right. Alrighty, let's see.
Opening hands here for both players. Yeah, pretty reasonable. Keeps up both sides. Resources and non-resources. They're both starting off with ice to smooth their draws out a little bit. Wouldn't be too terribly surprised to see both players Fate Weave more resources at the top of their deck. Again, Control Mirror, you just kind of want to make sure you're hitting your first, 6, 7, 8 resource drops.
Yeah. See, Shinshire here has, like you said, a pair of resources, a Sapphire Shard, a Well of Instinct to choose whichever color they are missing, whatever threshold they're missing. There's an Arcane Focus, a Windsinger,
I didn't notice that. Someone commented this before. The Diamond Ice and the Sapphire Ices look very similar. So,
it was a Diamond.
I thought that was a Sapphire Ice too at a glance.
Okay.
Heaton actually doesn't have a Sapphire threshold.
Okay. That could change things. This is going to be nice.
They did get to Fate Weave a resource here, so that gives them a chance to hit a Sapphire, and they hit a Guidance. Worth noting here, Shinshire did not get a resource with that first piece of ice.
Yeah, there's a Thunderfield here.
That's a little bit bold. Yeah.
A Runebind too, huh?
So still missing that fourth resource here on Shinshire's side of the table.
Alright, another Diamond Ice here.
Okay, interesting that we're not playing the Guidance. Okay.
Nice. Shinshire goes and hits the resource here.
And again, I've mentioned this earlier today, the Fate Weave plus Prophecy is really not a combo. So
yeah, it's super awkward here.
This Thunderfield here has put a Prophecy into the deck, but we've now Fate Weaved something to the top of that, so that resource is no longer in, or that card is now one more card down, so we're not finding that Prophecy card for another turn. Another Diamond, so this has to get a resource down.
Yeah, you're pretty locked into... They need Sapphire for the next couple turns here, basically. And that hits a Sapphire.
Ding. Okay, and now we can cycle one of these Wakuna coins to hopefully find another piece of Sapphire.
Digging, yep. Shinshire, turn here, going to play the Well of Instinct here. Probably going to get that second wild. Yep, second wild threshold's made. Coming in for 1. Shinshire's got a pretty nice setup here, though. Pair of Pipit Hustlers, a Windsinger, a Runebind, and Into the Unknown.
The Runebind to protect the Windsinger is pretty crucial. It's really good at helping you force it through when you have 7 resources. Yeah. That being said, like, the Pipit Hustlers are nice, but, like, are you playing these out for no value to apply pressure? Like, currently, Heaton just has, like, infinite time to catch up and get into this game.
That is true. Alright. Nice arcane focus here. Probably just looking for more resources at this point.
Like a Sapphire Ice would be ideal here, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that was the Prophesized action. Perfect. So, Typhoon Skyshaper is actually... So we mentioned that Typhoon Skyshaper can return something from your hand to play. It's actually a combo with Thunderfield Seer, because you can bounce the Thunderfield Seer and then get that deploy trigger again.
Not bad.
Cycling that Wakuna Coin again, digging for that second Sapphire Shard, and that's actually a Sapphire Ice, right? You see the blue, the gain of blue there?
Yes.
Gain of Sapphire, look at that. Almost... I want to stop saying that I think they're going to get more resources because these control players seem greedier than I am, which is a feat, but I would assume you're putting a resource on top of your deck there.
There we go.
There's the perfect purpose. And you want a 7th resource here from Shinshire's side of the table because you want to play this Windsinger with Runebind up, right?
Yeah. We're looking... This is going to be a pretty good one here. Shinshire, Into the Unknown, Runebind, Typhoon Skyshaper, a Windsinger, and pair of Pipit Hustlers still in hand. Heaton draws for the turn and is just...
It was not a resource. They put a non-resource on top of their deck.
8? You have 7 actions in hand on top of this. Ooh. So this
doesn't do anything,
This
right?
is just
this is a 3-2 for... So, if Shinshire hits a resource next turn...
We're jamming down this Windsinger.
We just get to, like, jam Windsinger with this Runebind back up?
Yeah. Yeah, Heaton is on a pair of Weave Into Nothings, a Runebind, a pair of Transmogrifades, an Into the Unknown, and a Clash of Steel. You think Clash of Steel in this matchup?
I don't...
Do you have enough to...
Maybe you don't have enough to bring in?
Yeah. Pipit Hustler. That's a fun one.
So
I like this too. This is a good bait too.
This is a 3/4. Deploy, reverts, and transforms target opposing card into a random artifact, constant, or troop, or with -1 cost. I call this Troopmogrifade, if you would.
Wow, what a...
Worth noting though that Pipit Hustler can target artifacts and constants too. Any card on the other side of the table.
Ooh, Compulsive Gambler. I know a few of those. That's a good one.
When this attacks, it's the top card of your deck as a resource. This gets +2 power.
That's not bad. Alright. Get to move into Shinshire's turn here. We Fate Wove the previous turn.
We did. So let's see. Survey says.
Okay.
Shinshire's not greedy. Shinshire understands I want to play resources of the control beer.
Yeah, I like it. Alrighty. Pipit Hustler going to come in here.
Okay, so I think this attack... that's close.
You still like the Windsinger, definitely?
Yeah, I think I like the Windsinger. This is like your best chance to resolve this card, right?
Yeah, I agree.
If they like have a Transmogrifade here, you just like respond by Runebinding your own Windsinger.
Just like clockwork, that Transmogrifade's going after...
Ooh, we're Transmogrifading the... We're Runebinding the...
Oh.
Okay, interesting.
Can we Into the Unknown?
Oh! We can Typhoon Skyshaper to protect the Windsinger.
Oh, that's good too.
I like that. So, Typhoon Skyshaper here, when it comes into play, it has Mobilize, so it's a combo in itself, right? So, Mobilize lets you exhaust one of your troops to play it for cheaper. And then, when it deploys, you can pick up one of your exhausted troops.
This is nice. This is probably
So, I assume we're going to see a Typhoon Skyshaper Mobilize off there. Unfortunately, for Shinshire, Heaton has a Weave Into Nothing here. Yeah. Which probably, this puts a resource on top of your deck so you can undo this rune, right?
Yeah, almost certainly, yeah.
Well, I guess... And you just want to make resource drops.
Yeah, they're at 5 resources total here, and the Dreaming Fox ability is pretty good in this matchup. So you're gonna go ahead and weave at that Drunken Hooligan.
All right. Get the Transmogrifade again here. Maybe downgrade this Pipit Hustler.
Yeah. All right, up to a 6th resource here for Heaton. Heaton has a pretty nice little hand going on here. So as a Runebind, Into the Unknown, Clash of Steel, and a Weave Into Nothing.
It's okay. The problem is, ooh,
that's a good one too. Look, you got a little Brown Fox Scout.
So you see here, Brown Fox Scout. In addition to being a 3/2 that's quick, when this card's on top of your deck, it flips itself over. Revealing, and you can play this from the top of your deck. Something worth noting here is that Shinshire can Runebind his Drunken Hooligan, and then when it replays it, reverts it and
back.
turns back into a Windsinger, which is very, very potent. The problem with a lot of
Devoted Infuser coming in.
The problem with a lot of the cards in Heaton's hand, while they're very powerful, a lot of them don't play to the board, right?
Yeah, we're kind of in trouble here. This is 7.
We need like an Aldurthan's Glory or a Dark Heart or something that lets you make an impact on the board.
Yeah, this could be 2 turns here with the Brown Fox Scout on top of Shinshire's library. Huh. Confounding Ire.
Okay, here's the Clash of Steel. Not super surprised to see this. Probably see him keep the Drunken Hooligan and avoid the other 2. If you're Chidchai, you'd probably just be like, yep, sure.
Yeah.
I have a 3/5. It's a 1/7 that you can't attack through. If Brown Fox Scout gets to play itself here.
It's pretty good. Alrighty.
Got another resource here. And again, like, Windsinger doesn't have any cards in their crypt, so they can't actually activate their champion power.
Yeah.
I like being aggressive here. Again, if the Brown Fox Scout gets into your bin, like, then you have a potential target for your champion power down the line. You can Windsinger just a single card back in, but really, a lot of times you want to get more value. Shinshire wants to be aggressive with that, though.
Has another activation available.
I suppose they are the beatdown, and like if that card flips over on top of your deck, it's pretty good to have there.
Darkheart.
We've seen DJ Darkheart enter the hand here. We were saying that's what Heaton's looking for.
Yeah, the Darkheart's pretty nice.
Here's an interesting question. Do you sacrifice your Drunken Hooligan to draw 3 cards? Because you can answer this Darkheart, but like, is drawing 3 cards better than having a Drunken Hooligan?
It's probably pretty good at this point.
We look here, this has been resocketed for this matchup.
Yeah.
They have the Bury Gem in here, so if this enters play, it's going to bury 4 cards, but burying 4 cards...
Shinshire has an activation available here.
Yeah, so you kind of want cards in your discard pile, so that way you have more things to put back in.
Yeah, I think he's okay with this exchange.
I think I would probably draw 3 cards
Second
here.
Hooligan, yeah, I think second the Hooligan's pretty close here. We're going to into the unknown.
Into the unknown, sure. I think there's definitely merit for both lines.
Yeah, absolutely.
I guess the Drunken Hooligan's a 4-turn clock, which is very reasonable as well. Getting all the Dark Hearts out of your opponent's deck is pretty potent. Rune binding their Dark Heart. We've Runebound to Runebind.
The old Runebind fight.
The old Runebind fight. Dark Heart's going to turn into a bubble of Lixil. Lixil's bubble.
Baby.
So, some quality draft chaff there.
Nice. That's a good one.
Honestly, with this Runebind and this Pippin Hustler, this game might just be over with the pressure that's on the table already.
And then we
see a champion activation here, flipping a couple of cards back into the deck.
The Hooligan.
He's drunk and he's hangry.
That's true. Heaton down to 9. Lixil's Bauble the play.
Are we going to have to into the unknown this Hooligan?
It really feels like it. And that is not great. Depends on, I guess it depends what this guidance does for him.
We got a resource. Good. I really like getting a resource there. Oh,
yep.
God, we aren't. Oh! This is a good line. So, again, we mentioned Runebind being able to revert this. Heaton is taking a similar line. They got to Runebind their Lixil's Bauble, which means when this recast is going to turn into a Dark Heart.
Yeah, and we have the 7th resource in hand, I believe. And then we can get to Oracle Song this turn and try and get that Dark Heart out.
Yep.
Yep. Looks like it's going to happen.
There it is. And again, I don't even really feel like we can Pippin Hustler here. Okay, so you saw DJ Darkheart wiki back and forth there. Let's explain that interaction for folks here.
Sure.
So, the way Mysterious Rune is worded here, it says, when a resource enters your hand, revert this and play it for free. So what happens there is the Darkheart is a rune, and it goes onto the chain and becomes a Darkheart. And then the second trigger happens again because you had another resource into your hand, so it's going to leave play and go back on the chain again and revert itself again. So basically, it's in play, it goes to the chain, it enters play, and then it goes back to the chain and comes back.
Yeah.
And it does the little Darkheart dance there back and forth.
All right. Every day we're hustling into a rock slider.
I mean, that perks the Pippin Hustler.
Sure does.
We're not sacrificing anything, but like we're not applying a lot of pressure either.
Yeah, Starcaller Ancient. We haven't seen that one in a while either.
That's actually in their deck. Have we seen Lightning Paw Sight or anything out of Shinshire's deck list?
Not yet, no.
Not, right? Just the Thunderfield Seers?
Yeah. be yourself.
I did. I bumped. Nice. I shifted in my chair and I bumped it. Thank you. Thank you, chat fam.
All right. Still pretty decent board here. It's going to be a tough one, honestly. And go ahead and Heaton's just going to pass.
If you're Shinshire, do you try and push lethal here?
I think you almost in like a place where you have to. You just don't. Speaking of Landing
Sight,
you just don't have much going on. Into the unknown here. Going after the Drunken Hole thing. It's a Broski Buck.
Broski Buck is really... This is a card you want to board in against the control decks.
Broski Buck is sweet, man.
He's a 3/3 with Spell Shield that when it deploys, each player discards their hand and gets 5 random pieces of draft chaff.
The old Spell Shield, too. That's the important part, I think. Broski Buck is pretty fantastic.
Okay. I'm going to Transmogrifade the Starcaller Ancient, sure.
Broski Buck notably has Quick Troop also, which is pretty cool.
This guy gives one of your troops 1 power every turn. That's actually relevant.
Yeah.
Because it's going to let this... It's going to let the Pipit Hustler attack through this Rock Slider.
Yeah, this is pretty good. This is a neat one here.
See, I don't know that you want a Broski Buck and lose your Lanipoise Sight here. I like the Lanipoise Sight first for sure.
Yeah, Broski Buck, he's the Mischief Master.
He is the Mischief Master.
It's interesting.
All right.
Oh, wow.
We're fighting over this. Okay. So that means our Lanipoise Sight's going to resolve here.
Yep. Yeah, this one's going to come down to a top deck battle, and Lanipoise Sight is pretty good in the top deck battle.
I mean, honestly, the what's it called over here? The Circle of Thorns. That's going to be super relevant. This Pipit Hustler gets to attack through this Rock Slider now.
Yeah. Alrighty, so we get Shinshire. Pretty fortunate over there.
So again, the Brown Fox Scout has revealed itself on top of the deck. You can play it from there. And, okay, we're rune binding our Dark Heart. This was a Dark Heart, right?
Yeah,
what is this thing? I don't recall what this thing is. At one point
it was a Dark Heart. So that leaves Heaton just with a Confounding Ire in hand. And Shinshire is pretty stacked. The Deny in hand, a Broski Buck. That Brown Fox Scout was prophesized also. And now we're getting to do all the things here.
What a chain.
Yeah.
So the Brown Fox Scout is down, but the ultimate result is going to be that this Rock Slider is going to get eaten.
And Heaton is just left with nothing but the Mysterious Runes. So
yep, and that's so even at nothing, so that's not going to be particularly useful.
And Shinshire has Into the Unknown also here to follow up later. So pretty good shape here for Shinshire, it seems. Well.
Talk about draws.
Why do I say things, you know?
Silver Talon Adjudicator here, gaining 5 life, drawing 2 cards. You think this Ruby Ice is in their deck?
Yeah, definitely. Almost certainly.
Poor DJ Darkheart.
Turned into a modest Ruby Ice.
Turned into a Ruby Ice. Ice, baby.
That's so rude. Man, this Pipit Hustler is going to start getting large.
To the 5th point of power here for Mr. Pippets. Pip Squeaks.
That's a good one, too. Alright, well. Just coming in with this Pipit Hustler over and over. So Heaton is left with a convenient Ruby Ice in hand, and Shinshire has Into the Unknown, Typhoon Skyshaper, and a Broski Buck. The Broski Buck, does that do it next turn? No, it's only 9 power total on the board if Broski Buck enters.
In Typhoon Skyshaper, the show Shinshire is one point short with
one
the Typhoon
short.
Skyshaper.
Yes.
Is that Relic of the Eternals in his deck?
Yeah, these are great draws.
Was this also previously a DJ Dark card?
Really great draws. Heaton probably appreciates the Into the Unknown here. Here we go, Pipit Hustler, another Lanipoise Sight drawn. This one's looking all but over here.
The Lanipoise Sight here, snowball a little bit more.
Yep, why not? And we're gonna spin the wheel here.
Dream Call.
Spinning the wheel.
My wildest Dream Call.
The cheapest of Dream Calls also. Chastise?
Okay, we got...
Yeah, the Chastise is... That's so
and the Typhoon Skyshaper could still be lethal, except for the fact that we've got a Wakuna coin. That,
Yeah, we get the cycle and...
Wait. Oh, they missed it!
Weezik
Heaton missed the Circle of Thorns! Mm-hmm. Didn't play enough limited. Got by the Circle of Thorns.
If you're going to give your opponent cards, you got to know what all of them do.
I can't tell you the number of times I've gotten got by, like, these random, like, draft shapes. It's better now that I've played, like, set 5, set 7, set 6 limited, but, like, when Transmography first came out, I hadn't played set 3 limited at all, and I was off to just, like, Transmography. I was like, oh, wait, what does that card do? Oh, man. No, I've made a huge mistake. No.
That was good.
Alright, so that means Shinshire ties it up there. Let's take a peekaboo at the third game here and
this has been a good one.
What they have going on. I'm going to untangle my microphone cord here.
That's a good idea. I like it. This has been a good one. A lot of back and forth. The RNG aspect really showcased in this one with the Circle of Thorns, among other things.
And so there's one way to look at that is like looking at as RNG, but honestly another way to look at it too is the cards that get created from cards like that kind of add another level of skill to the game.
Absolutely.
In the fact that they create non-dynamic play patterns in a lot of the ways, like in TCGs, especially if you're someone that's like playing the same deck over and over and over again, you get used to the play patterns, you don't have to think about new things, whereas like cards like Transmography and Psychic Ascension, they don't let you do that. Like every game is different.
Definitely agree.
All right,
interesting keep. Do you like this keep from Heaton?
Yeah, I actually think this hand is great. You want to hit your first few resources, you got to weave on the play. You don't have a good quick answer to a Brown Fox Scout, but I think the Brown Fox Scout is going to kill you slow enough that like it's probably not a big deal. We see a Halt here out of Shinshire's deck, which is pretty potent. Really just a one-cost interrupt target quick card, kind of like a 5th rune bind for countering counters.
Certainly good in this style of matchup here. Shinshire's hand's pretty good. We have Resource 2, 3, and 4. Brown Fox got just a Verdict of the Ancient Kings, too.
And a Verdict of the Ancient Kings, yep.
Boy, oh boy.
Ooh, Slow Shard out of... That's interesting. I was going to say, I kind of like playing the Brown Fox Scout proactively since you have all this protection so you don't get it weaved, but Heaton opted not to leave weave into nothing up this turn. And now, honestly, this Brown Fox Scout might go the distance.
Yeah, the Brown Fox Scout was going to put the pedal to the metal here pretty hard.
Like, Shinshire's got Deny, Verdict, Halt. Like, all of these cards are just going to, like, swat at Heaton and be like, no, don't do that. No, stop it.
All right, well, drew the 5th resource here, so Heaton is pretty compelled to do something here.
This is easy Deny, right?
Yeah, this one, get out of here.
I guess it's just...
But it trades with the Brown Fox, so...
Yeah, like the Brown Fox Scouts are playing, right? Where I'm like, this is our queen and we're riding her to victory.
Shinshire has quite a bit. Tap Shard, and we're going to have an Arcane Focus. Nice.
Okay.
Starcaller.
Getting the resource out of our deck here. Yeah. So this gives Shinshire 2 cards in their crypt in order to activate their Wintermoon ability.
Yeah,
and get those back in the deck and draw them again later.
Yeah,
this Alderthan's Glory is going to pivot the game, though. That is a way to remove this Brown Fox Scout that Verdict and Halt don't interact with.
Yeah. Boy. The Darkheart and Nolzan, pretty good one, too.
DJ Darkheart with his Runebind friends.
Pretty good one.
So, if you're Shinshire here, do you pull the trigger on this Into the Unknown? Or do you wait until you can defend it?
That's really tough, isn't it? You know, when we didn't get Runebound right away on the Brown Fox Scout, I might have assumed that there's not one going on, and no Transmog, no Runebind. I don't know, this is tough.
So, okay, Shinshire is choosing to wait a turn. And I kind of like this.
Yeah.
Because, like, this is your one Into the Unknown. So, if this happens, they're out of Darkhearts, right? The Darkhearts are just going for good, sans some Runebind rarity shenanigans. Just, like, swat them and tell them to cut that out. So, DJ Darkheart turns into...
Sapphire Infusion Device.
And while this looks pretty mediocre, the fact that this is only a 1-cost artifact is actually better than the other results could have been, because that means that if they draw Runebind, they can turn it back into a Darkheart fairly easily.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's not the worst. Man, that's a good one. Silver Talon Adjudicator is pretty good. Doesn't really do too much. It's going to gain some life, I suppose, here. Shinshire is pretty light on... Oh, we're going to go with the Eldurathan's Glory. Okay.
I like the Glory here.
Sure.
Just, like, slam it and just like, alright, I'm going to kill you in 5 turns.
Shinshire playing a Wild Shard here, and just down to a Weave into Nothing, a Verdict of the Ancient Kings, and a Runebind, so pretty pressed to find real answers to this Eldurathan's Glory.
We see Psychic Ascension being... Psychic Ascension's been ridiculously expensive every time we've seen it today.
It's been so bad every time we've seen it.
Is this card good? Why are people playing this card?
It's so funny.
And Shinshire just like loading up on more cards that interact with the chain and don't interact with play. Runebind kind of interacts with play, but not in a really meaningful way.
Yeah. Another Sapphire Infusion device?
What are the odds? Someone in chat, how many different shardless cards exist that the odds you get 2 Sapphire Infusion devices out of?
That's a good one. Yeah, that's a good one. Alright. Yeah, Shinshire's just stuck with these cards that just not doing a ton here, and we're gonna, another weave. This is an interesting game currently. So Heaton has a pair of Weave Into Nothings. Looks like gonna deploy a pair of Sapphire Infusion devices. Just one Sapphire Infusion device here.
Yeah, you want to hold Weave plus
the Weave plus
Runebind,
Runebind, sure.
But you also want to get your hand up, so eventually maybe this Silver Talon Adjudicator can draw cards.
Lanapos Sight might be one to get back into the game.
So this is kind of interesting. Do you fight over this, or do you let them try and draw cards so you can Silver Talon Adjudicator?
I think I like fighting because the Lanapos Sight's really the only way Shinshire's going to get back into this game at this point, I think. And we can fight back. Yeah, they can. Like, Heaton's able to fight back considerably and drain Shinshire's hand out anyways.
I like this. I'm not actually sure who won this, because, like, Heaton... like, the landing pod site's resolving, right? So, like, from that aspect, maybe Shinshire won. But at the same time, like, Heaton's not sad to get their hand empty.
Yeah, Shinshire
we're working towards the Silver Talon Adjudicator.
Yeah, Shinshire has a single card, and that's pretty good.
Hitting the resource this turn, put the Adolphin's Glory back on the table is kind of great.
Yeah, so they get to...
Oh, we get to Oracle Song.
He gets the Oracle Song now? Yeah,
we gained a charge. I was like, where did he gain a charge from? The infusion device gives you a charge. I forgot about that.
Yeah, I feel like the end is near here for Shinshire. Heaton just going to pass with Weave Into Nothing up.
Okay, this draws a card.
It does.
Sight. Okay. Okay, we can...
Hey, we get to fight back here. Okay. Might have a game.
So we've won this... I always love when you turn one mythic into another.
Never mind.
I know you love Into the Unknown. It's Matt's favorite card.
My favorite card
Matt's favorite card at A.
It's very bad. it's an interesting card. The amount of times that it's backfired on me is just... so I'm not the person playing Into the Unknown, but the amount of times it's backfired on my opponents playing Into the Unknown against me is just kind of comical, actually.
So we get to Guidance here, too. So the Psychic Ascension is castable next turn.
Yeah, this is really good stuff. Oh, man.
The Verdict's a good draw.
Yeah, Shinshire is all out of gas. Get to cast the Typhoon, Skyshipper.
If you're Heaton here, do you wait so you can Verdict with this Ascension, or you just jam it?
I'm just slamming it at this point.
They had your one card, just like make them have it.
I'm just dunking on them, yeah.
Okay, and we can Guidance and Psychic Ascension because the Guidance makes the Psychic Ascension cheaper.
Man. Yeah,
okay, we're taking the conservative route.
Yeah, I like it. High Infinitrix coming in.
What on earth is this? This is Draft Chafe I don't recognize.
Lamprax Lurker.
2/1. When you play an action, target troop gets -2 power this turn. Something worth noting here. Into the Unknown does not revert the thing it targets.
Still prophesized,
which means this is still prophesized. So Shinshire's actually going to get to draw an additional card because of that Into the Unknown. So maybe that's a little bit of a mishap on Heaton's part.
Interesting one. A Lanapos Sight.
And now we've got a Lanapos Sight.
Starcaller.
Into a Starcaller Ancient.
Into a shard that's prophesized.
And all of a sudden we have a very...
Wow! Triple.
So Starcaller Ancient says whenever you draw a prophesized card, double it up.
Wow, that was really nasty. Triple Weave.
We need an answer to this Infinitrix.
We got 2 turns at it here, right?
Well, I guess they get to Ascend with Verdict up here, right?
Yeah, that's true. They certainly get to do that. Man, that was a good one.
They just really don't like Resolving Ascension.
Well, they want to draw cards. Haven't you noticed?
I guess. Shoot.
The Weave. Oh, that's prophesized too. So, okay, get to Verdict that. Oh, baby. Second Psychic Ascension.
Okay, and we have Lethal in the Air now, right?
Yes. That's not enough.
That could do it. We could draw off of this, right?
ETB, yeah.
That draws a card. We can Fate Weave a non-resource to the top.
We got one shot at it. Looks like.
Chance to roll.
One giant shot.
And also, actually, so this is kind of funny. If Heaton plays a card on his turn that Shinshire can counter, this weave. Trigger gives something -2 power, so that he's not dead, even if he misses on this draw here.
Okay, I like putting more cards in there. Into the unknown.
Okay.
We have.
So you're saying there's a chance.
This is This is going to be super interesting. This is only
on the turn, right? This turn, yeah. So I feel like you want to Into the Unknown on their turn almost. Oh wait, it draws a card.
It draws a card. Yeah.
Oh lordy.
I like it.
What do we get? Inflict. Okay. God, are we doing it?
Another Into the Unknown.
Are we doing it?
Shinshire is just back up to a full hand essentially here. Double Into the Unknown, and double Weave.
The real question is, can we beat the Psychic Ascension? We're kind of low here.
The Ascension is tough,
and the Ascension is happening.
Transmogrified. Yeah, so Shinshire are going to go down to 2 here. Heaton's at 23. That's a long time to try and fight through this Ascension.
Yeah. The games you beat Ascension, usually they're low.
Like the Votives too.
Ooh, that's going to make more cards to go wide.
Yeah, this one's going to be tough now. And another troop with Flight.
And Radiant Servant, in addition to having Flight, you pick something to Illuminate. So this just makes an army of dudes as if that the rest of this was enough. So I'm pretty shit. I'm probably drawing fairly cold here.
That was.
That's likely going to do it.
Land plus sight. This is great.
I guess they could Into the Unknown a bunch here, right?
Sure.
And give things minus power.
Para Into the Unknowns.
They could pick things up and just keep treading water. Maybe.
Yeah. What exactly are we looking for? I guess that's kind of where
and that's the question you always want to ask yourself, right? And Shinshire came to the same conclusion we did. They're likely not dead that turn because of the triggers giving minus power. But what's the end game? How are we actually we're not dead this turn, but if I stack my deck and I stack their deck from here on out, how do I actually win the game through the Psychic Ascension?
Man, that was a good game. It turned on its head really quickly.
There was a lot of back and forth. If we had an advantage bar, that's a great idea. Maybe we should do that next time. They would have gone wildly back and forth, probably to the point of being pointless on Sunday.
Oh, absolutely. Weird. Odd how that would work.
At any rate, folks, we'll be right back with some more Hex Bash action. Thanks for watching with me and Matthew Bamonte.